just turning on the recording equipment right now. One thing that kind of has made us sad as we've gone back and listened to the recordings is that when we get up here to be like, welcome to the Warehouse Reading Series, only about half the time do we get a big, like, yeah, from the audience. So David's about to get things going. But for the future generations listening to the podcast, when I, or David, when we say, welcome to the Warehouse Reading Series, can we just get a big applause? Are we recording now? Was that recorded? We're totally going to cut that where I asked you, and we're just going to pretend it was spontaneous. So yes, welcome to the Warehouse Reading Series. That was amazing. Yes, I'm Billy Hallal. This is Moody. Welcome. We have some excellent poets reading for you this evening. MAARI Carter, Aaron Hoover. It's going to be wonderful. There are some house rules. David, would you care to lay them down?
This is me laying down the rules. Please stay seated for the remainder of the reading. There will be an intermission, at which point you'll be able to get up and stretch and do things. That will be after the first reader. Please do not smoke inside of these facilities. You can do so outside. Again, intermission. Please turn all of your electronic devices off, except your hearing aids, if you need those, because you need those. If there are any emergencies, we will direct you to use the separate exits. There's no exit over there, so just ignore that gesture. And I believe that's it, as far as rules go. Have a good time. Can we make that a rule?
Yeah.
We can make that a rule for one person. Okay, and so for our first reader, we have introducing her, the lovely Yolanda.
What an honor and a pleasure. Y'all look gorgeous. MAARI Carter. Don't know about you, but the first time I learned to spell Mississippi was on a playground between two girls turning double dutch ropes. Cricket letter, humpback, I. MAARI's poetry testifies about Mississippi, heavy with the memory of unpublicized currents. Then she lights a Marlboro because every two-hick town has its orphaned mailboxes. When she talks about home, her favorite colors, the blues. She's tatted up how the Mississippi picks the banks of the Delta. She's got a Wino Forever tattoo, a tribute to home with a nod to Johnny Depp. And she once fell in love with a man with eyes the color of muddy waters. MAARI swears she sung back up with Bessie Smith, drank her ass under the table, then shouted a bottle of whiskey to cut him in just to hear his blues. She only wears mascara and eyeliner in one color, vinyl. Her Nana spends hours on Facebook, and her Gemma is more than just a dog. Her collection of poems could be tentatively titled Therapy Sessions or Deliverance for Subscribers to Southern Living. This girl's good whiskey. When MAARI struts her stilettos across these hardwood floors, if she wore them tonight, she's lying in the Delta blues. Please join me in welcoming MAARI Carter to the Warehouse stage.
To move this because I'm really short. And I didn't wear stilettos because my knees are shaking and I don't trust that tonight. Okay, so I just want to put this out here. This is my first reading ever.
Yeah!
Well, thanks. She clapped now, so we'll see how it goes. But please forgive me if my voice shakes. I'm so happy to be here. I love you all. Thanks for spending a little time with me. All right. The first poem I wrote is called A Beg Pardon. And I grew up not too far from a place called Money, Mississippi, and the Tallahatchie River. And this poem was inspired by what we say and what we don't say, and Emmett Till. A beg pardon. First with an epigraph. Every old place I go, every old place I go, I can tell the wind is rising, the leaves trembling on the tree. Robert Johnson, hellhound on my trail. We suck catfish hatchery air, grip oak tree limbs, ridged bark, familiar with the body's leverage. We sink stubborn toes into mud-soft river bellies, their heavy erasure, unpublicized currents. We don't remove duct tape redactions from history books or reconcile a word lodged in collective experience alongside sun-haze nostalgia. Heirlooms clutch at stakes driven deep to endure. Sentimentality is our gag. A few miles outside Money, tourists can pay $100 a night for an authentic plantation shack. Pull brim out of the Tallahatchie, blister necks never taught the weight of a gin fan. A way of remembering is also a way of forgetting. How he hesitated to hold a collapsing mother's elbow, eyes lowered like so many coffin lids, slow and deliberate. Ooh. All right, got that first one out of the way. Okay, so most of these poems are from this semester. I really just wanted to, kind of show what I'm working with now. And a few are from Ms. Barbara Henry's workshop from last semester, just to give you an idea of sort of what direction I've been going on since I've gotten here. So this next poem, well, I'll just say the title. While at a Waffle House, post-discharge. Before I was defibrillated, I was Miss Fairest of the Fair. Heard my name called and flounced across the stockyard sawdust floor. How long before you only love me for my rib shears? Before they remove my crown with a skull key. The waitress arrives to freshen our coffee, her eyes severe as an autopsy report. You swivel, bare-legged on a counter stool, picking arm scabs with scuzzy fingernails, working them through the groove between your central incisors. You haven't touched your omelet. I don't know why we're here. You told me once about these Buddhist monks who lie among the dead during different stages of decomposition. Said you read in a National Geographic back issue how they breathe under their brothers' skeletons for days, as a lesson in mortality. And what are we, if not each other's warped mirrors? Uncontrollable twitches, corrosive swirling our mouths. I think it's time to get out of here. This wristband is starting to itch, and your toe tag keeps showing. So this next one is called When Belonging to You is a Sucker Punch, and it's for my mother. Because every two-hick town has its orphan mailboxes, bills, coupons, TV guide subscriptions scattered over hot blind earth, no one's wandered down to your house, decaying among overgrown persimmons and witch adler. Got close. Noticed frayed window screens under the carport or groom smudges on their panes. The door opens, brushes aside a discarded mustard bottle, sends a Diet Coke can, its tab clinking inside, into the dining room past dried dog shit. Leftover dead slinks around my throat. Abby, a muzzle full of blowflies, intestinal fluids seeped on a cheap vinyl floor, maggots dragging the beds of her sockets, blood-drained gums, green-boned ribs protruding from her gas-cracked chest. Two others, Chinese cresteds, side by side, black beneath the flea feeding frenzy, bloated and stiff with rigor. There is an us won't go beyond today. Eyes will refuse contact at occasional dinners, and hands under tables will steady their knives. So this next one is, well, my 10-year high school reunion is, in about 2 weeks, and I'm refusing to go. And sort of anticipating that, I wrote this poem, and in all actuality, I might just send it and see what they have to say. I don't know. I won't be there, so I really don't care. So, meditation on skipping my high school reunion. Because we were forced to endure that concoction, like sad orange wedges wrecked against a rented punch bowl's crystal bottom, we'll gather, straighten our measuring stick spines, dust off our slightly hoarse clocks, forever ticking towards stubborn college loans and mortgages that sleep with one eye open. No one pauses for daffodils giggling in flower beds beside two-car garages, or stands on the shores of rainy days, watching bubbles form armadas in gutters thick with pine needles. Instead, eyes follow an engagement ring, fateful as Iowa sunflowers. Wallets produce fulfillment, wearing last year's Halloween costume. And B, who once backed me up to a hearse's oblivion-tinted windows, introduces a wife whose liver is prettier than mine. I ask how she knew when one body was enough. Before it's over, someone's singing Midnight Rider. Before it's over, someone's swagging me for weed, which I have, but wait to smoke in the car driving home, where I can derange them, gurgling from uncharted trenches. They dance, ignore their barnacles, the music coloring smiles across their faces, swap prom night stories and scavenger hunts, perhaps even wonder where I slipped off to. That is what becomes of glinted memories thrown onto dark gymnasium walls. Not everything is salvageable.
Send it!
Okay, so this next one is, I guess I got a little backstory to it. I worked in a gas station for 10 years, all the way through high school and, all the way through undergrad. And I pretty much credit that with how I think about most things in life. Once you're kind of stationary, watching people come and go, you start to get pretty uneasy with your own life's stagnation. So, seeing people go here and there from all sorts of places, for some reason, Mississippi became not enough. And I had sort of what you would call breakdown, and was shipped off, well, not shipped off, it was 30 minutes up the road, to a therapist who just so happened to be a youth minister at a church. So, yeah, that provided a lot of problems for me. This poem is about that. A wild thing and a tended one. Therapy session number 5, February 17th, 2003. These corduroy throw pillows make me want to shoot marbles with the ball joint of your left shoulder. Last time, after I told you about the guy at the deli who came in, duct tape holding his tennis shoes together, carrying a tarnished bird cage with a finch inside, his loose laces leaving winged brushes across my recently mopped floor as he walked to sit at a table next to the regulars, old deacons who grimaced before retreating back to their coffee cups and gossip. How the ice machine dumped cubes into the fountain, its avalanche spooking the finch who beat anxious flutters against the bars, but got quiet when a finch-pecked finger reached to stroke his flustered crop. All you said was interesting. Interesting. Like I was making some comment on that pitiful Cocker Spaniel watercolor hanging beside your Big Lots bookshelves, or taking notice of your nameplate's slight 2-centimeter shift to the right, almost impaling itself on the spindles of your desk cactus. The point being that I found 4 birds just since May on the sidewalk in front of the store, necks broken from flying into the glass, every single one with their eyes open. I don't really know how I'm doing on time, so I only have one more for you, and then I'll let you have a little break. But I just wanted to say, again, thank you for putting up with me. This was a wonderful experience, and I'm so glad that all of you are here. So this last one is called In the Happy Ending I Write for Us. In the happy ending I write for us, I stop coke fucking our friends, and your religion globs the bathroom sink. We don't invite neighbors over for sacrifices, neglect hedges, let shutters do a striptease in July heat. Your ex-wife meets a successful undertaker, moves to Arizona, leathers like a dying magnolia. My uterus collapses your monuments. One-night stands get buried under cabbage rows. We scalp teddy bears and put down new carpet. Some Sunday, when I throw a spaghetti strainer at your head, you say I'm the Japanese statue we saw on the History Channel, found still standing after the tsunami, despite being so close to the initial earthquake. Its blood-stained sclera intact. You say, my eyes are a hoax. Thank you.
MAARI Carter, everyone. It is time for our 5-minute intermission. So go run to the bar. You can be one of the first 50 people in line. And then we'll come back for some more poetry.